What is up, y'all? We are back with another Top Shelf podcast episode number two. Number two.
Got two of these things. Two holes in a can, baby.
I'm Destiny.
B-Bell. You know, salutations, everybody.
B-Quarter. What up, everybody? Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. If you have not already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Beats and Beers on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at Beats and Beers, Twitter, all of that. Thank you very much.
Man. Definitely tell the people what you drinking.
Oh, child. I am drinking my good brother Jack tonight.
Honey.
I had to do a quick switch. I didn't have much peach paw left, so
man,
Mr. Daniels tonight. Listen, but it ain't a lot of this Jack left either. There's about another one of these. So depending on how long this episode is, you might see the paw come out.
We don't need to see Paul come out. Let's let Paul stay right where he at. We don't need to see Paul. How much you pay for that peach paw?
Listen,
$8.
It was affordable, okay?
Did they blow the dust off of it when they took it off the shelf?
It was affordable, all right.
You ain't answering my question. Did they blow dust off of it? Oh, it aged.
As we having a bar fight topic or something tonight? Right. Out while you drinking paw.
Listen, it's the end of the year, okay? It's been rough, all right?
I called one of my good bartender friends, Michelle, and she gave me a whole drink recipe, and I did what a nigga would do. Didn't follow none of the recipes. Just went straight in the store and got this little small bottle of a Douce and said, "Hey, that's sounding too much work. You're talking about sugar cubes," and I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about sugar cubes.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
had you making a Christmas party beverage?
Man, I said no. I'll try that next episode.
That takes preparation.
Hey, before we get started, though, right? I know we got a set agenda, right? So we was having this discussion this past weekend. And I want to pose the question to y'all, and it was inspired by this man next to me. But are y'all opposed to listening to R.Kelly now still? Or were y'all ever opposed to it? Y'all may not have never been opposed to it.
No. If R.Kelly pop up on my playlist, I'm going to listen to it. And
B, you said you not listening to it?
No, I'm not. As great as he is, I feel weird. I feel weird listening to him, and I know who you talking to next to you, because I know he was over there jamming to it this weekend. I can't do it. I feel weird listening to him. And as great as the songs are, when they come on, it's kind of like, I don't know. My mind gets to wondering about who inspired these records.
Ouch.
So. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't feel like I've heard his song on a playlist in a very long time. So I feel like that's kind of taken care of itself. It's probably not even, they done probably took his shit off of most playlists and stuff anyway. So
yeah, so I'm gonna tell y'all my thoughts. So I was on the same train, be like, man, I just can't do it. Then over the weekend, right? Mm-hmm. The song started coming on, and I'm like, this nigga got some hits. Like, this nigga got some hits. And I went on my little R.Kelly run for the weekend. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to jump back on the other train. I just had to get that out of my system now.
I mean, man, like I love, like one of the best songs I feel like he ever did was I Can't Sleep. That was off the album that had Down Low on it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like that's one of his best songs ever.
Yeah.
And I know it came on like a few weeks ago in my shuffle. And I morally, I couldn't enjoy it. And I love that song. Like, I love it. But
no, I feel you.
I just couldn't do it. And it's not taking nothing away from him and his talents. But I just can't do Robert right now. No pun intended, you know, but that's just where I'm at with it.
All right, Destiny, my bad.
No, it's good. We starting
our
off
regularly scheduled program.
We starting off with artists to watch. What we got?
You want to go first? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going first. Rennie Rucci from out of South Carolina.
I love Rennie.
You said Rennie Rucci?
Yeah. Rennie
Rucci. I'm surprised to hear that one from you.
Yeah, I've been rocking with I've been rocking with Rennie for a minute. First time I seen her, it was on P from QC IG. Yeah. He was just in the studio with her and she was playing a song. She was just talking it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just loving every word, even though it was vulgar as it can get. But she was just getting with it. And I just think compared to like Cardi, Megan, Cash Doll, City Girls, it's something about her in regard to her delivery and what she's talking. It's just all of them are talking about the same thing, but it's just the way she puts those words together and just the confidence that she brings that's different from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So Rennie, man, I love her. Like I enjoyed Quick Tape. That could have been in my top 10. Crazy as it may sound coming from me, but Quick Tape was hard. Like it was hard. Yeah.
All right. I can live with that. I like that you said that.
Yeah. See.
Look at you. Growth. Look at the growth in a week.
Hey, if anybody know me, they know. Don't pigeonhole me. It's a lot of things I listen to, and people will be surprised. Trust me.
I am digging this artist. His name is Joe Solomon. I feel like I got put on TikTok. Listen, TikTok is like a black hole for me at night. When I'm like trying to fall asleep, I'll get on TikTok and I just discover all kind of people, all kind of things, including artists. But his name is Joe Solomon, and Drake actually posted his cover on his IG story last night. But I mean, I knew about him beforehand, but it's just kind of like funny how, all of a sudden, he's on Drake's IG story or whatever. But he's a very soulful singer. Okay. Young. I mean, he reminds me of a Giveon. His voice is, raspy like that. But I'm a neo soul, like soulful singer type.
I hate
that kind of shit.
I hate the term neo soul. Keep going.
Well, I like that kind of stuff. So, it's very on brand for me to like it.
Okay. Does he have any projects?
He has one that he just released. It's an EP. It's like 7 songs on there. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I was just listening to it earlier today, but it's very like calm. You can listen to it in the middle of the day at work type music. It's not nothing crazy.
You can make some shea butter to it.
Yeah, in the house type vibe.
Okay.
All right. I ain't gonna say in front of y'all. My artist to watch was my artist to watch last week. And them is my artists, you know what I'm saying, to watch. I'm ready for this HYPEBEAST.
Man.
Who was your artist last week? I forgot.
I said no, it wasn't.
You forgot.
Simba, and
Simba,
I had 2. It was Simba and it was Reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still my artist to watch. Is HYPEBEAST the next topic or no? Yeah. Okay. So HYPEBEAST, since I went with overrated last week, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with underrated, and I got 2. One is I feel like Hit Boy as an artist. I feel like he's underrated as an artist. I feel like we look at him, you know what I'm saying, as a producer, and a lot of times it's hard for producers to cross over to being an artist or taken serious as an artist. I feel like a lot of producers, probably, make songs to their own records, you know what I'm saying? And it's when they actually put one out, people don't actually take it as serious. But man, Hit Boy, I mean, which I've been a fan for quite some time. And I will say he's very much so a great studio artist, not so much from a performance standpoint, probably, but he makes great records. And the second one is a person that's been around for a while, singer-songwriter, Eric Bellinger. I feel like he don't get enough credit for
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, for what he does, and the songs that he writes for other people and his other songs. So those are my two people.
Okay. Yeah, that Eric Bellinger. I think people don't talk about him enough. He's put out some great projects, and it seems as if he grows with every project, and you think like, you know what, this could be the one, and it still be like, man, when is people gonna catch on? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
He's just one of those. When people do catch on, you're just gonna be, just like we was talking about with Gibbs last week. Like, man, y'all really like this is nothing new to us. Like y'all are just so amazed, but he's been doing this for a minute now. So yeah, those are two good picks. You want to go with Des?
Sure, I can go. As far as a artist who is, I feel like she's hyped.
All right.
Here we go.
Who is she?
Come on, yeah. Don't.
Saweetie.
Saweetie. Oh man.
Yeah, I like her personally. Her personality, she's cool, great. But as an actual artist,
That's what everybody say about her. Like, I haven't tuned into her personally, like at that much as like her personality, really. And I've even seen her perform live at a Warner party I was at during BT weekend, and I was like, "This we are like signing." Like I was.
But I think she does a lot like outside of just the music to make people like her personally, and I think that pushes her a lot further because people like her as a person and not necessarily because of her music. Like she did a Hot Ones episode a couple of months ago. She had like a commercial with Xbox. Like that's so random, but people see her on a like in a different light.
Xbox
outside of her music, outside of her music. So
yeah, her music is bland to me, like sandwich spread. Remember sandwich spreads you could buy from the store? just being straight up, like somebody tried to put me up on her, and I probably got through like 15 seconds of the song, and I was like, "This ain't it, man." Like I don't see what's the hype. She definitely has a personality, you know what I'm saying, to where she can definitely go off and do other things, but music just ain't it. Yeah. And I just think the machine is just behind her because of her look and her personality. So
yeah, and this is another one of the things, man. Like we was talking about last week. The industry relationships. It's her and Quavo. Like it's a lot of things that go into making these artists catapult. The way that they do. And yeah, with the music with her, it's like I was never impressed, and I feel like every one of her songs pretty much got the same formula to it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, we tired of that. Like, and I don't feel like she gonna ever put out a whole project. It's always gonna be them same songs. Like, we don't need a whole project of just all of that. Like, I mean, so I don't know. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one.
Yeah,
good job.
That was a good pick. Good pick. And so another one, I'm gonna keep it in the South. My homeboy Maxwell Cream from H-Town. I think he's definitely, I did overrated, so I'm doing underrated this week.
Okay.
I like Maxwell Cream. I think he don't get enough pub like he should. Even though he's with Rock Nation, he did the last album. He was managed by Rock Nation, B.
I ain't know that.
Yeah. Jay sequenced his album and everything. Meet Again. But those two albums was great. I think, with the pandemic and everything kind of slowed him down. But I don't hear enough people talking about him, like especially with him coming from Houston. And to me, the next person that's just as big as her, as Megan, you got Sauce Walker and those others. But to me, he like really, really, really raps. and he's still able to keep that Houston sound there.
I ain't seen nothing from what's his name? Sauce Walker. He been on OnlyFans or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I think I seen something not too long ago, music wise. But you know, people still listen to him. But Maxo was hard to me, and I just hope the next project he does kind of gets that notoriety that he deserves. So that's my hype beast for the week.
Bet. So on to the Mixie Minute. And so first of all, I want to retract my statement from last week. Carrie Hilson is not pregnant. She is in a movie. She's pregnant for a movie. So there's that.
Yeah.
Why was she?
It was crazy though. But hold on, B. It was crazy because I had a friend that has a close friend to Carrie, and after she saw the episode, she texted me like, "B, she ain't pregnant. That's for a movie. Y'all need to get that together." I'm like, "Look, we didn't know." Like he was attacking us though in the IG post, like, "Oh, that was for a movie." We like, "All right, man, we got it."
I will double, triple fact check next time. My God, sorry.
Yeah, and I feel like the news dropped right after the episode dropped or something. Like it came like literally right after that. Like, all right, man, we know. My bad. I got hit up a couple times about that. I'm like, all right, man, we know for real, man. My bad. Like,
yeah, they didn't even say like good job on the episode. Like that's wrong about Carrie.
Yeah.
Like, well, what about the episode overall? I mean, it was cool, but you know, Carrie ain't pregnant. Like, all right, man, we know.
Niggas mad because they thought they didn't have no chance. Now, clear it up. I can still do it.
You're
right. Okay, so on to the messy shit. So let's talk about Clubhouse, and outside of Clubhouse being Clubhouse, and there's always some shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Lakeith in this fucking moan room.
Yeah, man. Please explain, like break it down, like for myself and for the listeners and viewers that don't know shit about Clubhouse or what goes on Clubhouse.
So Clubhouse is an invite-only app at this point. It's still in beta testing, only available to iPhone users. It started off like very exclusive industry people only, and it's kind of opened up to more different kind of people. But there's a lot of celebrities and artists, actors, actresses, all kind of people, your favorite people are on there. Lauryn Hill was on there the other day.
Was she late?
Right.
I didn't even go in that room. You know what? I just saw welcome Lauryn Hill. I don't know if her ass is even in there or not. I don't know. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna stress myself out on her. No, never again. I've waited for 3 hours for her.
You have?
Yeah.
God bless you, sister.
Oh my God, really?
Like when I tell you my back was on fire standing on concrete at damn One Music Fest like 4 or 5 years ago. She was 3 whole hours late, and she was the show closer. So mind you, this is a whole
so the show
that's a whole day.
Yeah.
A whole day. And we waited 3 extra hours for her. It was horrible.
Y'all waited for her to hit some notes she can't hit no more?
Man.
And be having a band playing over?
Waited on her to sing every song we didn't want to fucking hear. Yes.
Ooh.
Anyway, so it's audio only. There's no like video. There's no like text. There's no DM or anything like that. So it's literally just a whole bunch of rooms where people talk about different subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, so there's a lot of sexual related topics for whatever reason on there, because again, there's like
man, that's my thing, right? So I get on Clubhouse. I actually got my invite from you, you know, on I think it was November 6th or something, whatever the date was, right? So I get on there and I'm like, you know, it's supposed to be all this, you know what I'm saying, industry talk. Everybody like, this is the best app ever, in which, you know, I enjoy some things on there, just like the next man. But I get on there and I'm like, this motherfucker is like trying to date on here. Like, like niggas is really like throwing ass around. Like, what is going on?
They definitely have rooms like speed dating rooms and Cash App rooms and all kind of
OnlyFans. I seen one the other night, hit, smash, or pass. I'm like, how y'all doing this over? Like, we can't see each other other than the picture. So how are y'all going about with that? Like, everybody gonna go up to the stage and then you just see your picture there? Like, so what you think, ladies? You gonna let me get a block?
Out the loop or something? I'm still trying to understand. I don't know how they doing a whole Lion King presentation on there. I'm like,
oh,
you talking about when we was
at Lion King presentation? I went in one room. It was like a Mace had
he has a relationship. I don't know why they feel like he's the relationship guru, but every time I look, this nigga talking about relationships.
Brother Bethel helping our relationships.
What?
They had people playing. They come in there and they get like 30 seconds to like freestyle or whatever. I've been in all types of rooms. Savage got his R&B Wednesdays. And I'm like, niggas is really sitting on here listening to this low quality ass music. It's through a phone. Like,
listen, boys be on Clubhouse all day. When I tell you, people have told me like I didn't sleep. I'm still on Clubhouse. Nigga, what? Why? I said, oh no. But anywho, back to Lakeith. He was in a room. It was a moan room. Essentially, it was.
What the fuck is a moan room?
You are in the room, literally moaning, and the prize was like $300. You're moaning. I said, this is so awkward. And somebody video recorded and put it on Twitter. So there is proof. Nobody can deny this. And they when you're in the room, you can just listen. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. So this girl was in the room. He was in there. So she clicked on the profile to see if it was actually him. And it was literally
women and dudes.
It was women and men in there. And she clicked on his profile.
The man was moaning too?
Connected to his Instagram. Yes, he was moaning in this room, literally. Because when you talk, the little circle around your profile, it lights up so you know who's talking.
Destiny, was you in there moaning?
I was absolutely not in there at all. I saw the shit on Twitter. This girl she screen recorded the shit and put it on Twitter, but she was like, is this really Lakeith? And she clicked on the profile and you can see it go straight to his Instagram because you can connect your Instagram profile to your Clubhouse profile. So that's how she verified that it was actually him and not just some random ass person. It was actually him. This nigga is in this room moaning on Clubhouse. And I'm like, I feel like
for that 300.
Boy.
For that 300, he in there moaning.
300 buns? For 300 buns, they in there moaning?
It was so awkward it was so cringy. Oh God, it was so cringy. Man, and it's maybe he didn't realize that how Clubhouse worked because he was new. He still had the little thing on his profile to say that.
That's what they mean when they got the little celebration.
Yeah, that means that they know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either.
Okay.
And so I'm like, well, maybe he don't know how Clubhouse works. Like he might think these are private rooms and nobody else can get in here. But sir,
you need to go find him a brothel.
Right. Yeah. And apparently he was in some other room talking about how he hate white people or something. I don't know, but he was clowning the entire week.
Hey, but one thing, not to go off subject with Clubhouse, because I'm new to it too. And the other night I was up and I was just on it. And right along with the sexual situations that be going on in these rooms, it'd be some real deal situations. It was people that had a room talking about Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. And they was in there legit arguing about these sandwiches. So here's the crazy thing. So I think I was up at midnight or something, looking at that room for a brief minute. The next morning, I get on Clubhouse. That room was still going, and they were sitting there still arguing about these sandwiches. Damn. Y'all really in here going at it about we ain't gonna get nothing out of this being on Clubhouse all night arguing about whether or not you're gonna put this Chick-fil-A sauce on this Popeye sandwich or you're gonna take the brioche bun and put the Chick-fil-A filet on it. They was just on there just going at it. I'm just really though, fam? I'm like B, it's still new to me, and it's still sort of weird.
Yeah.
My fiance uses it for her business, and you can definitely see the positive side of it. But me, on the other hand, I know I've just been following friends and then other personalities and people that's on social media. Some of the stuff that they be on, it's just like this ain't it, man. This is dangerous.
Dark.
Yeah.
It definitely gets dark. You absolutely have to be selective about what events you put on your calendar. Don't be afraid to unfollow people, because like when you knew, you just following everybody that follow you, and now I've learned like no, because then you start getting notified of all the bullshit that they doing.
Man, I turned them notifications off. I said, man, they notify you for everything.
Everything.
Like,
it definitely can be overwhelming.
Like, man,
I turn my notifications off too, so I'm probably on there maybe twice a week, if that, because it's just a lot. And I only am on there if it's something that I really give a fuck about. So like recently I've been in rooms about the future of in-person events in 2021. That's relevant to me because of Beats and Beers. So obviously I want to listen to, these people that are, I was in one room today with a girl, she does Essence Fest. So she's an experiential marketer for Essence. So like she was talking about what they do and what they foresee for next year, blah, blah, blah. Like that's relevant to me. I'm not messing around with these damn speed dating rooms.
Man, I'm like, man, they be on there going in. And it's like, do you realize how many people you speaking in front of? Like they just don't be caring.
Don't care.
Don't be caring.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're an artist, if you find the right room, it could be very, positive for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are definitely rooms where there's,
who I see on there all day. All day, this nigga is in a room. Punch from TDE.
I knew you was gonna say him. I knew you was gonna say Punch.
Like, this is like on this. He is on here every day, all day. You can find him in a room.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll put you in a room with people that you would not otherwise have the ability to talk to and to have the floor to speak to. So, but I would say as an artist, like when you get up on these stages and these celebrities are up there, like know what you're gonna say. Don't go up there fanboying and talking about how you love them and you want to meet them and all that stuff. Be up there and use your time to be about your business, because 30 seconds goes fast and it's 100 people behind you that's gonna be up here saying the same shit.
Right. Yep.
So anywho, the latest Clubhouse foolishness. I'm sure there will be more next week. But we're gonna move on to shots fired, B-Bell. What we got?
What we got?
Man, it's weak, man. Let me see. How can I start this? We appreciate different series that an artist gives us. And one series I know that we've loved over the years is the Maybach music series. And my opinion is it has declined in the past 2 records that's been given to us. I just feel like to a point, Ross, I mean, I know he tried to recreate the same magic with this last one with Wayne and Pusha. And we know the situation that happened with Pusha being taken off because of the whole situation between him, Wayne, and Drake. But do you feel that he should stop the series? I kind of feel like, to a point, if he can't get the right record out that just makes sense, because the one before that one with Dej Loaf, that was trash. I did not get that one at all. It sounded like a love song. It didn't give me the same feeling as 1 through 4. You know what I'm saying? When he did the one with Jay, and then he went on and did the one with Kanye and Lil Wayne, and then the one that everybody loves, the one with Erica, T.I., and Jada. And then even the one with Neo was just hard. And I just, to the point, just kind of like, what's the use to keep doing it if it's not going to the next level? If anything, to me, the one that I've been waiting on that he told us years about was the one with Bobby Womack. He actually has a version with him. It was actually the last record Bobby Womack recorded. And I know he was talking about how he did the record with a set of producers, and then it come out like it was supposed to. Then he went with Justice League, and then we never heard anything about it.
I feel like you can't even do a Maybach music without Justice League.
Yeah, right.
And two, I feel like, I agree. I think it should stop. Rick Ross, I feel like overall is at a point in his career where it's just time for him to like really give us something a little bit new, just overall. He's just at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like he's done, a great job, up to this point. But I feel like Rick Ross is at that point where it's like, you gotta renew your contract. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta give us one now. Like you done slid in, you know what I'm saying? These last few you done slid, we didn't let you slide some in that, it was all right.
Yeah, because the last one, even with the one with like Lil Wayne and Pusha, it felt like he was trying to recreate the wheel.
Yeah, I didn't even like that one. But
yeah, and it was just like it just didn't have the same feel. I was just like, man, like I just feel like to the point I'm just where like if he can't give us the one that he talked about with Bobby Womack, because even like with the Maybach music series, I think one thing that he was able to create was having people that you wouldn't expect to be on these records. Like you wouldn't never expect to hear Erykah Badu on the record. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't expect to hear Neo on a Maybach music record, and what they did with that sonically was just dope to me. So to put Lil Wayne on it, it was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like putting Jay on it again. I don't want to hear Jay on another Maybach music record,
Yeah, that was the best one to me, but
okay, I'll give you that one. My personal is the one with Erykah, T.I., and Jada.
That's a classic one too.
Yeah,
I feel like Jay gave us a verse that was like,
oh yeah, that shit was out of this world.
Second to none.
Yeah. But I just think if you're gonna keep trying to recreate the wheel instead of giving us elements that we wouldn't expect and make it make sense, then I just feel like it should be just left alone. Because like these last two records have just kind of tarnished the series. Because that Day's Loaf, I didn't get it. My homeboy tried to make me force it to get it, and I was like, it just don't make any sense. It didn't.
Hey,
like I didn't.
While we on the topic of Day's Loaf, y'all see like she came out with a album recently, which was supposed to be like her debut album. What do y'all think of her career, just like overall? Like, you think it's a chance for Day's Loaf?
Man, I put it to you this way: how long does it take for you to go on Little Caesars and getting hot and red? I'll wait. Right,
it's hot and ready.
Right.
Ouch.
And you know what? And the thing with Days though, when she first came out, I remember I used to follow her. I still follow on Instagram, and she would play records that she was working on, and those records would be dope. But time has just went on, and the world has went by, and we've kind of forgotten about her. And she just thought that she was able to put a project out, and people was going to be like, "Cool, she's back. She has these features on it," but it just didn't sound good. It was flat to me. Not taking nothing away from her. Like, I'm pretty sure it's in her. And but with that project, it just sounded like it was just a bunch of stuff she had worked on and she had sitting around. I was like, hey, let me just get these to these people.
Right.
I finally got my chance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's kind of felt about that project.
Did y'all watch the verses?
Oh yeah. In a real way.
Yeah, I saw out because I was out. You know what I'm saying? I was in and out of it. How was it?
I didn't. I was not home, and I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And I wasn't at home. And then when I remembered, I was like, I don't even feel like.
Man, listen.
I didn't feel like it. But
the world was ready to. The world was able to see what the Bay Area is all about. That's what that verses was about that night. It was a celebration of being able to see Too Short and E40. Everybody knows them, but are you familiar with the discography of both of these guys? Got like Too Short. This is the 80s. 40 coming in 90s and being able to stand the test of time and just all these records. And then just also just being able to show how much people have taken away from the Bay. That's one thing that they did talk about in between playing records about, is just how much the culture has taken away from lingo, sound, just a lot. And the Bay doesn't get the respect that they should. And the other night just gave that mark to be like, you know what? You got to put them at the table with the greats.
Hey, did they put out a joint album or something together after that?
They put it out. Yeah, I think I want to say it came out before Versus, or it might have came out after. But it's out now. I ain't got to it yet.
Okay, so now I see that's like the new thing with Versus. Now that everybody see how much it boosts streams and all of that afterwards, they like, no, we gotta drop some new music, a new project, a new something.
I think Monica the first one to do that, to be on Versus and
put out new music afterwards.
Project.
I think so.
I think Monica was the first one, but I don't feel like she did much promotion after that, because I mean,
you should have known better.
Yeah, these things aren't being planned out very well. Like, it's one thing to plan to do that, but you gotta have a plan for after the damn Versus too. So
yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, but I think it could be a little bit different with E40 and Too Short because of the core following that they have. You know what I'm saying? Like them being indie, them being able to do it on their own, and they backyard support them. You know what I'm saying? It's people all around the world that supports them, but that Northern California area,
they go hard for them.
They go hard for the artists. You know what I'm saying? It's a few guys I can name off that don't have too much national recognition, but those guys are really getting money out there just off the Northern California area, or just West Coast in general. But that area in general, they selling it. They selling it like they just right out the trunk.
You know what else was surprising to me? That they didn't have a contingency plan when Ashanti tested positive.
That's a yeah.
And I don't understand why. It's like it's COVID, and the reason why this is virtual is because people can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Be together,
That's the reason why
you make the artist take a test, but you don't think that the artist would ever test positive. Like, what?
Right.
That was interesting to me. So I mean, it'll be interesting to me to see next time if someone else tests positive, like, will they have a contingency plan with that and what that's going to look like? I mean, I don't feel like it would be that big of an ask. Like, if you make them get tested, make sure that test comes back the day before or 2 days before. And if they're positive, then you have the time to set up some separate things, or whatever the case is. But then again, I also have to remember, like, Versus it's not a company, so it's not like they just have employees that can just go to Ashanti's house and set this up. Like, they're outsourcing all of these things, so there's that too. But I feel like that's absolutely something that they need to consider, because I think next year, and this kind of like takes us into the be about your business piece, but I think next year, as far as in-person events are concerned, I think there will be pockets of actual in-person events, but there'll be hybrid events. There's gonna have to be some kind of virtual alternative for people who can't or don't want to be in person. So, as far as Versus, they should consider, okay, if this is gonna be a whole nother 365 days of this, we might need to spin up an actual organization with employees that can go and do these setups, and because we can't just keep doing this shit on the fly. It's a lot.
I mean, because the thing is, you could always, like you saying, with the outsourcing, it's just like when people go on tour and they go to these venues, they have to outsource these companies to come in and set up. So it's just the same, like, you outsource to different sound companies and be like, okay, if this doesn't work, we need you to be here at this time. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a great observation. Like I didn't even think about that, you know, in regards of what was the contingency plan in regards to them not being able to. Like, but even if she wasn't sick, they still don't have to do it. But all right.
True.
All right, quick vote. Quick vote. And this deserves no explanation behind it. Who you gotta pick one, Ashanti or Keisha Cole. Keisha. Even if you don't like neither one, you gotta pick one.
Keisha Cole, mama.
Frankie.
Yeah, Frankie.
Keisha Cole.
Yeah, make Frankie. But on it,
who you got?
If I had to pick, I'm picking Keisha Cole. Only reason why I'm picking Keisha Cole is because I love the record she got with Diddy last night. That's the only reason why she trumps Ashanti. It's the only reason why. And she just singing on the hook on that song. So, yeah. And I choose that choice loosely. Anyone want to go? Anyone want to go next?
I said Keisha because I feel like they have an equal number of hits, but I feel like Keisha's are more emotionally attached, and people like those hit harder than just, oh, I was in high school when this song came out. Like this used to be my song in high school versus my first heartbreak. This song was out and I was fucking crying and singing this song. Like that hits a little harder than just a song that you liked a lot in high school. So I just feel like they're both hits, but when we talk about the weight of them, Keisha's are probably they're gonna hit a lot different than Ashanti.
All right,
so,
yeah.
Hold on, B, real quick. So Destiny, you said Keisha Cole.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have a baby fat jacket back in high school?
I did.
All right.
B, y'all go, baby. With the zipper on the hood. Yes, I did. And my mother.
That's the reason why you drink Paul Masson now, because you was a brawler in that baby fest.
My mama about cussed me out for asking for a coat that was like $120. She was not happy about it.
All right. So it's Keisha Cole too. So Keisha Cole all around the board on TopShelf. So somebody sent this to Keisha Cole that we showing Keisha Cole love on TopShelf. But yeah, it's Keisha Cole for me too. I feel like Keisha Cole is just like, it ain't even so much that she like. It ain't the singing. We know that. It's more so she like the girl next door. You know what I'm saying? Like she feel like a girl you grew up with. You know what I'm saying? Like so, we connect. I feel like people connect a lot more, you know what I'm saying, with that. Like, so you feel, it might not be like, oh, she hitting these notes just so on point, but it's like, nah, you feel the passion in the music. So I'm going to go with Keisha Cole.
Yeah.
So, B, what you got for Be About Your Business?
I want to talk about branding. That's as an artist, that's as a business, that's just overall. And I see a lot of different things where people don't put time into things that they don't feel like matter. For instance, like artwork and stuff like that. Like I see a lot of people who just like, they just throwing shit out there in terms of like, they feel like they can just cheat the game. They can go in Microsoft Word right quick and make a cover, and they're using clip art or something, and it's like, no, man, think about your brand. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, like don't just think about. Shit. A lot of people ain't even thinking about the music as much, but don't do. It ain't just about the song. It's about the package. The complete, the complete package. That artwork might be, or more than likely going to be the first thing that people see before they even hear, what you're doing. That logo might be the first thing people see before, they tap into whatever it is that you're doing. So just from a branding standpoint, as an artist, this can apply to, this not even an artist thing, this can apply to business or whatever. that, you know what I'm saying, whatever you putting out there in terms of branding, I feel like that's what people gonna see first before they get to your whatever your product is. So, you know, just put a little more love on that, man. A little more love. You know what I'm saying? Your business ain't gotta look like it's a, you know, club flyer. Yo, you know, like for real, like think about it professionally, man. Think about it across the board. And a lot of people don't. I know a lot of people might not see themselves like going further than, you know, locally or whatever the case is. They may not have even thought of that point. But I want to advise everybody to think about, you know what I'm saying, like go think about global, even when you first start. Like, you know, that's what's going to attract those people and get you there. So that's my 2 cents for Be About Your Business this week.
And to piggyback off what you said, B, I'm glad you brought this up because, you know, I was having a conversation with somebody about this just the other day. And one thing I try to tell people when they've, you know, brought their projects to me and I listen or they want my input, I bring up wrestling. I bring up professional wrestling and they laugh at me. But the thing I bring up is Vince McMahon. Like, Vince McMahon is a genius because what he does, even though we know this is fake, even though we know it's fake, and I watch wrestling, he sells an experience. He gets you to buy into it, whether it's the promos, the storyline, it's all these things that lead up to a match or even introducing a new wrestler. It's a way he goes about with it to where he has you waiting to see this happen. And that's the thing that some of these guys, you know, not even guys, but women as well, don't do in regards to the project. Like, okay, if you're not going to put that much effort into the music, which is sad to say, make sure the packaging is together. Make sure the experience is together. Because the thing is, people aren't opening books up anymore. You know, people aren't, it's, you know, hearsay is there. But the thing is, we're picking up our phones and we're going on Instagram. You know, we're going on Twitter. We're going on all these social media platforms. And you're seeing these major artists putting together these rollouts within videos, merch, even just going on IG Live. They're creating an experience to where it's making people want to buy their product. And that's the thing I try to tell people all the time. Like we're buying into the experience right along with the music. And you have to make sure that's up to par.
I agree. Ditto. All of that.
Yeah.
What we got next?
I believe the next part we got. What are we adding to this playlist?
I'm ready.
All right.
You got your 5 from last week. Hold on, before we start. You got your 5 from last week. I feel like you ain't got your 5 from last week.
I'm catching up. I ain't bringing it in this week, but I got some songs, you know, this week. And this week, for real, we're gonna put out the playlist. So look, I'm gonna say this on here now. This is what y'all can do. At below this this video, the playlist link is there. I'm saying it's there right now. So it'll be on Apple, Spotify, and Tidal. And so those are the ways you can keep up with the playlist. I don't know. We were supposed to be a once a month thing, but we didn't switched it to. I don't know what
we're gonna build it.
It became.
We're gonna build it, right, Destiny? I was thinking we was just gonna build it, and everything that we've said throughout the weeks, we all just compile it for that month, and they listen to it.
Okay. All right. So you know what? I'll kick it off since I ain't come with none last week.
Yeah.
All right. So mine's is a little, you know what I'm saying, diverse, because you know that's just. So first of all, I want to talk about this Division record, right? Blessings is what it's called. This is a gospel sex song.
No,
this is a gospel sex song. Like legit. I'm telling you, it started off like a complete gospel record. Like it started off where you could press play on this in the church. And it just turned into something completely different. We're throwing this on the playlist. We're throwing that on the playlist. D Smoke dropped a new record called It's Okay. And that's not one of my favorite D Smoke records, but it got a good feel to it. Boogie and Joey Badass got a record that's called Outside. That's cool to me. Gold Link got this song called Dunya that I just kind of discovered. And what else? I'm gonna give a bonus. Well, no, this is 5. So I'm gonna go out on a limb with this one. And so Thug and Gunna dropped a record. And I ain't gonna lie, I like the vibe. I like the vibe. And it's called Take It to Trial. Yeah. So I like the vibe.
They Mr. Big now?
Huh?
Did they Mr. Big now? You remember Mr. Big had the record, take this, take it to trial. All right.
Look,
don't act like you ain't like that song.
It got a good vibe. I ain't even gonna lie. I mean, it's for me, Young Thug make the record, but
okay.
That was my 5.
Yeah.
Destiny, what you got?
All right. You won the deadbeat this week. All right. Clap it up.
All right. Okay, my 5. Body Language by Big Sean. These aren't new songs. These are just songs that I like. Body Language by Big Sean. And the reason I put it on here is because like I've heard it before, but it's like, you hear people's projects and then you find something else or whatever. I haven't listened to it in a while, but they just made a video for it.
Okay.
And it was Poetic Justice themed. I liked it. So that made me re-listen to the song, and now it's on my playlist. So Body Language, Big Sean. I have a friend named Winston Ward. He's a singer out of New York. He has a song called Chemistry. I really like it. So this artist, I'm sure you've never heard of. Her name is Lauren Haregi. It's a white girl.
Nope.
Her song's called More Than That. I got put on to her from that YouTube show that I told you about, the Terrell Show. She was on there, and I just randomly, searched for her on Apple, and like her songs are fire. And who else? Oh, Justine Skye, Fave. That is one of my favorite songs. And then there's an artist named Gallant. It's called Sleep on It.
I heard that song.
It's
pretty dope.
Yeah, it's on my playlist constantly. So those are my 5.
Okay, got your top 5. Those are good picks. Mine this week it's a few different things. It's a few records that just kind of came back in rotation in my shuffle, and there's a few new things. So my first one is Saba Prime / King. I think B, Saba, that's out of Chicago. Yeah, that last album he put out. So that just came up in my shuffle, in my algorithm, just all of a sudden.
Right, so y'all throwing me off. I'm thinking they gotta be new records.
No, we said it was just whatever you playing.
All
right, so I open up my whole spectrum. Like I'm trying to pick new records. But no, that's all good. Okay, so now we can go every week with this.
Mm-hmm.
Every week now.
Yo, and my next one is a new record from Sir. Sir did his own rendition of the Isley Brother classic "Footsteps in the Dark" Part 1, Part 2.
Yeah.
Man, that record's so hard. Like he really did his thing on that record. The next one is Young Deja, Nobody. I got to give a shout out to my boy JT because he was the one who actually put me up on that record. He sent that record to me a few months ago, and I definitely played that for a few days. I think he's out of the Wiz Khalifa camp. Young guy, very talented. Another record is Do Better by Grace Stacks. She's a female artist. I think she raps and sings. And with that record, she took Johnny Gill's sample of Feel So Much Better off his second solo album, On My Mind. I'm getting to my little music nerd bag right there. Excuse me.
It's all good.
But
TopShelf.
Yeah, she flipped that, man, and I was just in love with it since then. And then the other record is Vander Slice. He's a producer, and it had my one of my favorite West Coast artists, G Perico, and the record is called Barry White Shit. So he took a Barry White sample, flipped it, and G just really got on there and did this 1-2 thing, and turned out to be a pretty dope album. So I believe that's my high five. Yeah, there you have it.
Cool. Good list, B.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Well, I think that is all we got for the night.
Dang, just when I pour my last little sip of Douce.
You better check it.
Perfect timing.
Are we taking time?
I'm gonna take my last sip of this AHA sparkling water. Cheers.
Jesus.
Yeah, cheers to episode 2.
And there we go. You get a sponsorship or something with this AHA. we can promote some healthy drinking as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you gotta say it.
You know what? Before we go, we had a few people. It's like, man, it was too long. A minute and 17 minutes. Y'all just on there just talking. I'm like, what you want us to do? You want it to be 30 minutes? Like, how we gonna fit all that in 30 minutes? Like, y'all sit and watch Tyler Perry movies is longer than that. Like, pipe down, man. Like, seriously.
For real. I got some questions for y'all for next week, but I'll save them since it's the last our last episode of 2020. I'll save them for then.
2020, you've really showed your ass, okay? 21, come in here, act like you got some damn sense. That's all I gotta say.
For real. All right. Well, I guess that's it, y'all.
Okay, bye.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a safe Christmas. Stay safe out there.
Please Merry Christmas, because we won't talk to y'all again until after Christmas, man. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Stay your ass at home.
Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. Much more to come. So
Beats and Beers on all social media platforms.
In a real way.
All right, we out.